Well, good morning, y'all. I was thinking about this today. I was getting revved up this morning. I'm taking a shower and getting things rolling. I thought, well, shoot. I started looking at my notes, and probably by the time I get started, I won't even get to my notes. But I'm just excited for the opportunity to share with you. Hopefully, as you probably hear a little bit of my personal story, I'll kind of keep it brief for those who don't know my background. But hopefully, what you'll get out of today is that if he can do it, anybody can do it. And those who truly know me on a one-on-one basis, thank you, Aaron, for that introduction there. I think from a humbling standpoint, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I was raised, but I just was like most average and ordinary people. My background, my dad was in the Air Force, so I grew up with a lot of discipline and respecting people. I mean, the list just goes on. And I just thank my parents, because out of my entire list of people I knew, they were probably the most supportive, and everybody else was just kind of watching and humoring me, if that makes sense. But what's exciting about sharing with you today about hope is that, this opportunity, I think a lot of us, I'm not speaking to maybe everybody, I'm speaking to those 2%ers, those people that got that desire where they go to bed at night and they sometimes cry because it's like, what do I need to do to get this thing rolling? What do I need to do? I mean, when's this going to pay off? And there's not very many secrets in Primerica. I mean, one's definitely is hard work, but I just never had a plan B. And what I mean by that is God puts something in your mind, guys, that it's kind of unique. The brain doesn't know the word impossible unless you put it in there. See, the way he's created in his image is that we're put on this earth to really serve and really give back. And when I first started out in life at a young age and got married, I wanted to provide for my wife. I wanted to have a good life. But the challenge was the mechanism, the system that we were in, which is called corporate America. And again, I'm speaking from my own perspective, was not working. We were broke. We were living paycheck to paycheck. We had $30-some thousand in credit card debt. Life sucked. And my way out, guys, sorry, I'm speaking from the male's perspective. I'm sure women kind of relate to this too, but my escape was after I went to my 9-to-5 was I was involved in, sports. I mean, we did softball, volleyball, bowling. I did everything you could think of to kind of escape because I wanted to win in life, and I wasn't winning at the 9-to-5. And that doesn't make well for a marriage. Does that make sense? So I was looking for a way out, and this opportunity showed up. Even at the time, it's kind of amazing. I was praying to the Lord, and I said, God, man, things got to change. When is this going to be, when can I get up in the morning and be excited about my life? And it's weird, but 2 weeks later, this opportunity shows up. Isn't this it's the weirdest thing? I mean, you know when it does show up. So you can't say the wrong things to the right person. I was looking for this. I mean, I recruited myself. It really came down to it. See, what I saw was I just saw there was something about it. I just said, this could serve people. And in the byproduct of that, it would help my family. So it was like everything was clicking with it. And I just knew that if I could apply myself, things could really change. I think the hardest thing I work with people is the world, individuals in general, have thousands of excuses, thousands of distractions. And guys, if I could speak to any of you, women and men both, if this is your one shot, this is your one chance. There might be other opportunities, but this was not by accident. You guys listening to me this morning is not by accident. See, this is your one shot, your one chance to be able to say to yourself, I'm going to utilize this ticket, this opportunity that God gifted me with to not only change other people's lives, but change my own life. And that's what I saw. And I think our gift back, and you've heard this from Shane, is going and winning. That's how you give your gift back to God. And so why am I speaking like that today? I mean, there are so many key areas that we could go with this, but I just know that if you get deep down inside and you really have that prayer like Shane talks about, and you know that this is where you're supposed to be, then everything you guys learn on this Saturday and beyond is just it just applies it. There's no secret to this. You just what happens is we put excuses and doubts, and we keep thinking that maybe I can't do it. You can change. I changed. I was the worst speaker in the world. You would never want me on stage. I gave the worst presentation. I mean, anything that could go to crap, I messed up. I mean, it wasn't good. Listen to this. My first 8 months in the business, I made nothing, zero. I keep looking back. It's kind of a funny story, but I remember coming back from a Saturday morning training, 8 months in the business. I came back to home here with my wife, and I said, honey, I got the secret. It's unbelievable. She goes, God, I hope so. You've been going to that for 8 months. I go, you got to go see people. Do you realize that if you make appointments, you can make money here? And my wife is shaking her head going, oh, crap, we're going to be 1,400 years old before we get this figured out. If it took 8 months just to understand that. She ain't even going to the meetings, and she knew that, right? So the idea that I kind of want to work with you on here is just maybe some key points. How much time? I got to what, quarter after? Oh, gosh, I'm just getting started. Okay, good. All right.
Bring it.
All right, so I'm getting revved up here. Some of these things, if you guys could take notes, this is some key points that I did in the early years that I think really kind of jump-started my business. So again, I'm talking to those people that are sick and tired of being sick and tired, right, Bob? You remember that? We heard that for years, and Art was speaking to me when he said that. I was like, that's me. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So then, once I made that, I heard that right down on Saturday, that you got to go see the people. Then we got to stop playing with this. There's magic with Primerica, and it will work 100% of the time if you follow through some of the things I'm about to share with you. Okay, so it's called momentum. Momentum is everything. It's the key. It's the secret sauce that gets this thing launched. Have you ever realized in sports, like when you're watching basketball and the team is running up the score, why does the coach call a timeout?
Throw off momentum.
They want to jack them up, because when momentum goes, you want as well to sit back. They're going to be ahead by 20 points. You see where I'm going? See, that's what you can do in your life. But see, here's the cool thing. You're the one that calls the timeout. Don't call the timeout. Let's go. And you don't, right? You do it until you do it, until you do it. You've heard that speech, right? I've heard it. I used to plant that in my head all the time, and I just get so jacked up. So the magic in this business, here it is. Here's secret sauce along with momentum, is the magic of 25. Okay, and I'm going to get to the details in a minute. The magic of 25. So I'll leave your curiosity. Some of the veterans probably know what I'm talking about, but it's a magic of 25. Here's one of the laws. If you are an airplane pilot and you were going to fly a 747, this is kind of interesting. I looked this up on the internet. Do you know it takes 180 miles per hour in order to get lift, be able to get the plane off the ground? Now, let me ask a stupid question. If it takes 180 miles an hour to get it off the ground, what if you go 178? What if you try to bend the rules a little bit? Or maybe I think I can get it off the ground at 170 miles per hour. What would that do? Help me out here. What happens to the plane?
Crash the plane.
No. So that's what happens. You guys are saying I'm broke. Things ain't working in Primerica. This stuff's happening. You're not going 180 miles an hour. You're not doing the law. The law here, along with momentum, is the magic of 25. I really believe that. I think that's one of the key things that you need to understand to get your business off. Now, here's the cool thing. Remember my 8 months? You can start this engine anytime. If you've been here 180 years, you can start. Don't sit there and look. It's not how long you've been in the business. It's how long you've been flying the plane. Get it going. So when you make that decision, I want to give you some key points. I saw this a long time ago. Am I able to share my screen?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let me show you some here. This is can everybody see that?
Yes, sir. Wow.
This is the magic of 25. It's the top 25 list. It's really amazing how God works. We're actually having a training session day on recruiting. And, people go, well, Wayne, you're kind of the security guy, aren't you? Guys, listen, okay, that is just a byproduct of doing what I was supposed to do. Don't ever, ever, ever forget the basics of the business. See, Wayne Olson only knew 18 people when I first made my list. I wasn't even 225. You might be laughing. Now, here's what's stupid about it. When they told me to put my list together, I thought it was, who are my best friends or who are the top people I know? Well, I kind of heard it, but not everything. What was amazing, my coach sat down. He says, Wayne, you know more people than 18. I go, I don't know. You think about it. We didn't have like this internet stuff that we had back then. I had to actually think, where was their phone numbers? Where, you know what I'm saying? And guess what? He told me my wedding list. And I said, crap. After I started doing that, I was way over 80, right? So I just had to find the numbers, which was kind of cool back then. We had the white pages. But the bottom line is, you know, we did what we had to do. But here's where I want to point out to you. Once I started it, guys, today we have way over 2,000 clients. So how does somebody like me, who thought he only knew 18, had 80, but those 18 were my best of my best, how did I get that going? Well, the thing that we have to understand is the law again. How many miles an hour does it take to get that 747? Well, if you guys only put 8 names down, or you only put 18 names down, right? You're not following the law. It's kind of like fighting the law of gravity. Go try that. If you want to go up to the Empire State Building and jump off, and you can argue all the way you want, but gravity works, okay? So bottom line is that we have to understand there's certain laws in Primerica, and this is one of them. See, the numbers are 8531. If you're new, that's 8 actual presentations. 5 people will sit down and at least give you the opportunity to show them what you got. 3 will actually purchase some from you. In this case, we're going to use insurance as an example, and 1 will recruit on. Some of you that were, I don't remember what class we were teaching there, but we were talking about, how many people you have to, oh gosh, I use the number 10. So let me finish up here. I got only a couple minutes. Okay. Bottom line is I saw this and I said, holy crap. If this is the law, then I need to apply myself. You sit down with 3 people, your main game plan is to sell them on their list. You got to put all your effort in there, because I was scared to death to go back to my 18 or my 80. I was like, crap, I got to get more people. So look at the numbers, 375, 27. Look at that. If you look, that magic can happen in about 8 months to a year for most of you on this phone. See, that's 363 recruits. You don't even have to be that damn good. You understand that? You're looking at them. That's that good. Like, it was just momentum. I remember sitting around my posse and there people were looking at me and going, what are you doing? I have no idea. I got 3 appointments tonight. I don't even know where they're coming from. It's because I bought in to this opportunity. But number 2, I applied the law, which is the magic of 25. So I wanted to share that with you guys real quick. And it's funny, I look at the clock and I'm thinking to myself, gosh, I got time to talk here. And all of a sudden, I don't know where it went. But I tell you one thing, let me end on this note here as we kind of shift gears, Aaron. One thing you got to understand as we wrap it up is this is a crock pot business. Please understand this. I'm not trying to judge everybody, but with technology, we got quite a bit of people in this world are microwave kind of people. Got to get it done now. If I'm making $2 quadrillion next week, then I guess it just don't work. Guys, look, we make a lot of money, but that's based on the momentum of what we've done in the past. If anybody was around our program and what we're doing in our office, I mean, I'm getting right now an average of 3 to 4 referrals about every other week. I mean, and I got people literally because of technology are actually setting appointments. I had one that was set just yesterday from a guy I bumped into, and he wants to recruit on. I'm like, crap, now I got to work. So it was strange. Yeah, I know Aaron's laughing at me, but see, I'm like, this is happening all the time. So you got to become the go-to person, not only in your family, but your community, your church. I mean, everybody looks at it, he goes, there's the money man. I don't like that title, but they tend to think that, right? That's what you got to become. So crockpot business, here it is, and we're done. It takes 2 to 3 months to, 2 to 3 months to launch this. 2 to 3 months to launch this. Be patient. Don't look at your 1 week crap and go, well, this sucks. Nobody said yes. Everything's going wrong. And then you throw in the towel. It's kind of like gym. You need to get into the gym. You got to work out. You don't look in the mirror after one day workout and go, damn, this stuff doesn't work, right? You know, no, you got it right. 2 to 3 months. It takes 2 to 3 years to build it. 2 to 3 years to build it. That's a lot of crap, a lot of no's, a lot of rejection, right? And then it's going to take 3 to 5 years to make it profitable. A minimum 5. 2 probably on the early end if you're a superstar. But we're looking at, right, 3 to 5 years on an average before things start to kick in instead of that roller coaster. You know what the roller coaster is? Made 5 grand, 0. Made 3 grand, 0. 0, 0, 2 grand, 0. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1,000, right? You know where I'm going? That's very true in Primerica. And last but not least, it takes 5 to 10 years to put this on autopilot. If you look, people are looking at you. They're watching you. It's amazing, people. You do not get no's in Primerica. Please write that down. Nobody gets no's in Primerica. It's no, not yet. See, my father-in-law took 9 years for him to buy from me. 9 years. I mean, he's my father-in-law. Now, you probably said, you know, there's some other things here. You got a chance to marry his daughter, but whatever. The 9 years. And I asked him the question after he bought. I said, why didn't you buy this 9 years ago? He says, Wayne, why should I turn over all my finances to somebody that's just going to quit?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't quit. So guess what? We got everything. Do you realize there's only one family member right now close to us that is not a client? Bob, I don't know how you are, but all my family's clients, every one of them. But it didn't happen that way in the beginning. They will all come back. I love you. I appreciate all of you. Sorry I went over a few minutes here, but God bless you. I'm excited for today's training. Take it away, Aaron.